Welcome to Easter Sunday in beautiful Boston. Just a gorgeous spring day and a very busy sports weekend. The Red Sox at Fenway Park all weekend. What a day for a ball game as they face the White Sox. And then, of course, tomorrow, another running of the Boston Marathon. Good running weather has been forecasted. It's just a perfect spring day to be outside. Of course, here in Boston for the sports fans, not a bad day to be inside as well. The April tradition of the Celtics' first playoff game of 2025 at the TD Garden. It's the Orlando Magic and the Boston Celtics and the NBA playoffs presented by Google. And the first round presented by ESPN Sportsbook. Yesterday in the Eastern Conference playoffs, the home team won their first two games.
They're going to need their two stars at elite level. That's the thing. If you look at their points per game, they've got the scoring. But it's the 58 games combined that they missed this season. But they're healthy now, and they're going to need all of that offense to combine with their elite defense to slow down this Celtic team.
Today's starting lineups brought to you by PayPal, and a great starting five for the Boston Celtics. They are healthy. The Magic almost completely healthy, but they are missing Jalen Suggs, their starting point guard. But the veteran Corey Joseph has played well in his place. There is nothing like a game one in the opening round. Doesn't matter if you were a champion the year before, if it's your first playoffs for Porzingis.
Last time you saw that young man in the playoffs, he had 38 and 16 in a Game 7 heartbreaking loss. 38 today, his team has a much better chance to win. That three going down helps.
Sorry, little fella. No, I was right. He was just trying to get him off of him. That's the... You understand the call, but you might not agree with it if you're the Boston Celtics.
So game one for the Boston Celtics and Orlando Magic. Tatum 4 points. Balance scoring from the Celtics. Wagner and Boncaro each with 7 for Orlando. As this presentation of the NBA playoffs continues after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
The Celtics are one of the best defensive teams in this league and have been, but Porzingis stops the lob. Jaylen Brown throws it ahead, and then Peyton Pritchard, the sixth man of the year, knocking it down.
The assist of the game brought to you by State Farm, DB.
Communication on the basketball floor is always so important. Celtics staying double big. It allows them to play excellent defense. Poor decision by Cole to try to go over a 7'3" guy. Watch how quickly Al gives up this basketball. Peyton Pritchard on the left-hand side of your screen. He's saying already, hey, D. White, I'm open. Derek's already recognized it. Doesn't need to dribble. Just gives it up immediately.
Just a beautiful shot. And look, if
Still early here in the second. Celtics an 8-point advantage in game one. Friday, a trio of NBA playoff game threes. Celtics Magic starts tonight at 7 Eastern from Orlando. Pacers and Bucks in Milwaukee, 8 Eastern. Lakers Timberwolves from Minnesota, 9:30 Eastern. Right now, it's time for today's Chill Performance, brought to you by Coors Light. RJ.
It's been the two young superstars for the Orlando Magic doing a little bit of everything, spacing the floor. You see Wagner with the three. Then here in transition, getting them up in the air for the easy lay. Now they're working together. They have 24 of the 31 points for this Orlando Magic, and on top of that, they've scored or assisted on 29 of the 31.
The defense against this great Celtic offensive team. Wagner had to deal with the oblique injury earlier this season. Now putting on a show here in the first half. Bancaro also that oblique injury. Once again showing he's a big-time playoff performer for a 22-year-old. NBA playoffs presented by Google. First round presented by ESPN Sportsbook. Some wire. Jaylen Brown.
Let's go, boy. Be the killer you are. Let's go.
Our first half stats brought to you by ServiceNow. Celtics built a 12-point lead. And then the last 8.5 minutes of the second quarter, the Magic outscored them 25-12. They made and took more three-pointers. And the Boston Celtics, and their defense was sensational.
No, it's been impressive to watch Orlando work. They are #1 in points per game. They limit teams. Now, this Celtic team is different, but look at the physicality. Look at the aggressiveness in which they play on every single play. Again, Jason Tatum, one of the best in the business, forced into taking tough twos. That's what this team does. You wonder, why is Drew Holiday guarding Wagner? Because when he's out on the perimeter, this is advantage Drew Holiday. So not only does he get the stop, but then he's just going to do it all himself. Pick it up, look around, see, hey, there's nobody around. Let me knock this down. That is the difference in the Boston Celtics.
NBA First Round, presented by ESPN Bet Sportsbook, is brought to you by Google, proud sponsor of the NBA.
Well, the sports history in this fabulous city is unbelievable. The great Ted Williams, many feel the greatest hitter of all time. Of course, Bobby Orr, the spectacular defenseman for the Boston Bruins. Red Auerbach enjoying the afternoon outside. Of course, it's Red Auerbach Court here at the TD Garden. And of course, 11-time champion, the iconic Bill Russell. Boy, just talk about iconic figures. We'll take a break. Third quarter, game one, 7-point lead for Boston. NBA playoffs presented by Google here in Boston. First round presented by ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Hello, Ben Carroll, 21 points. Time for a dose of winning, brought to you by Dos Equis.
League's in trouble, Mike. This young man's 22 years old and in just his third year. Lots of room for growth still. They've done a good job getting him isolated one-on-one. It's been a variety of defenders. That shoulder just dismisses Derek White as he gets into the painted area, waiting for a screen from Wendell Carter. Steps back into that three. A lot of different levels to his scoring in his game, and if that thing starts to fall, good night.
Celtics a quest for back-to-back titles underway here with game one. Such unbelievable memories from last year in the 2024 NBA championship when it all came together. And even though they only lost 3 games, there were a lot of tough matchups. They were 16-3 on that finals run, including 7-1 on the road. This is just game one of what they hope is a long run once again. But they're not going to get it. Drew Holiday doing his thing once again. We head to the fourth quarter here in game one. Celtics by 13. This presentation of the NBA playoffs will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Boy, Celtics looking every bit the part of the defending champion. Responded to a physical, tough, resilient Orlando first half by putting the teeth into the defense. Defense turning to offense, scrambling, possessions, and the always dangerous Pritchard, please.
And the Celtics now on their way perhaps to a game one victory. Tatum knocking down his only 3 of the night. 13 points, 13 rebounds, but Derek White's had the hot hand. 7 3-pointers, 30 points for the Celtics. They've got a 16-point lead.